Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about a company that had a really big dream to grow their business in a new country. It's a great story because it shows us some of the big challenges and some really important lessons when a company goes global. Let's get right into it. So let's start with a big question. How can a business do well when it moves to a new country? It sounds simple, but as we're about to find out, it's often not that easy. Okay, so to really get this, we're going to look at an example. It's about a tech company from Tokyo. They had this really big plan, you see. They wanted to move into Southeast Asia to find new customers and new business. So why did they want to do this? Well, it was simple. They wanted to grow. They thought that moving to a new area was the best way to make a lot more money. It was a big, exciting goal for everyone at the company. And wow, just look at this. It really shows you how big their plans were. They hoped to make 3 times more money than they were making now. So yeah, this wasn't a small change. It was a huge jump for them. So they had this big goal, this great plan. But did it work out? Well, not exactly. Things didn't go the way they hoped. In fact, pretty quickly, they started having some really big problems. And what was the big mistake? They just moved too fast. They were so excited to start that they rushed everything. And because of that, they found themselves in trouble they didn't know how to fix. The CEO of the company even said it himself. He said, "We need not have rushed the launch." That's a pretty clear way of saying that moving too quickly was the main reason for all their problems. So, okay, what was the right way to do it? Well, it all comes down to something called market research. Basically, that just means studying the new place before you start your business there. You need to learn about the people, the rules, everything. And that's the one thing they didn't do. But you know what? People say we learn from our mistakes, and that's true for companies too. So what did this company learn from this tough time? Let's see how they used this mistake to come up with a much better plan. Later, the CEO explained their new, better way to start. First, really get to know the local culture. Second, spend time making friends and building trust with people there. And third, and this is a big one, just be patient. Don't rush. The most important lesson was build a strong base first. So even though they had all those problems at the start, the team learned something so important about how to succeed. And this brings us to what might be the #1 most important skill for any business that wants to go to a new country, and that skill is adaptability. What's adaptability? Well, it's just the ability to change easily when things are different or new. It means you can change your plans when you need to. You aren't stuck doing things only one way. So, how can a business be adaptable? Well, for starters, it means you have to understand and respect that different places have different cultures. It might mean you need to change how you sell your products. And really importantly, it means you're always learning new things and you're ready to change fast. And why is being adaptable so important? Because if a business can adapt, it doesn't just survive in a new place, it can do really well. It can even become a leader there. When you're doing business in other countries, being able to change is how you really grow. So this leaves us with one last question for you to think about. We've seen how important it is to understand the local culture, right? So what about where you live? What's something special about your country's culture that a new business would absolutely need to know to be successful?